Well, LCS is kicking off in just a couple days with coverage brought to you by Alienware. This is Media Day. I'm joined right now by Ryoma from 100 Thieves to talk about Summer Split heading into it. But first, before we get into that, I'd like to reflect on Spring Split because it was your first split in the LCS, and I'm kind of curious what your thoughts are looking back on your sort of debut performance.
Um, Definitely at the start I was having a rough time. I think it's definitely not obvious. And I thought the second half was a bit better for us, but for me anyway, still kind of not like too happy, I guess. Wasn't like too I guess impressed. I feel like I could have shown more, I guess, and that's what I'm hoping to do more in the next season.
What do you think it is that created a situation where you weren't, performing the way you would like to? And I ask this because I think a lot of people wonder, all right, is this just a situation where maybe when a rookie comes over from another region, it's like they're not used to the competition of the LCS, or there's nerves, or maybe your skill is not at the level of your competition yet. So, in your opinion, what is it that's preventing you from showing what you want to show?
Yeah, I think the biggest one for me anyway, at least, just versing a lot better players, obviously. I just thought they knew a bit more than just a lot more than I did anyway. Just like about my just pretty much about the game in general. And then it kind of took me like not it kind of just took me like a hit to realize that like I have way more to go than like where I am. So like halfway through the season, I just asked myself like why am I here and stuff, and just like what do I want, I guess. And I think that was like the biggest thing. And I was obviously had a lot of support during like that time. It was just like kind of rough because I wasn't playing the best, and yeah, they kind of not relied on me, but they were trying to help make sure I was in a like just still learning, I guess. And yeah, I just kind of reset, and pretty much halfway in the season, I just had my game face on pretty much the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are always kind of curious about that type of thing, especially because people are so quick to criticize, rookies coming over. Like, oh, this is a import slot. Why are you giving it to this person? So I don't know. It's just interesting to me. What do you think of 100 Thieves now? 4 months after the start of Spring Split, where's the team at, and where's it progressed?
I think actually we've been playing pretty well. I'd say we've definitely had like better practice, but just like our game feels more fluid, I guess, in a way. Um, I'd say like we all understood like what our issues were, I guess, in like say when it really came down, right, when we versed TSM and we lost by one game. I think after that series, I guess everyone like reflected on it, and just like the little stuff, I guess, that we had, like the little issues that were were problems, but we ended up fixing them now. I think everyone has like realized what their job is, I guess, in like the team.
Yeah. Well, I think that's good to hear. We'll have to see how that plays out over the course of this. How are you holding up? Because I assume you didn't go home during the break.
Yeah, I didn't go home, which was kind of unlucky, I guess, but it wasn't the worst. I mean, I would have liked to see my family and stuff since it's been a while. I haven't really got to see them much, even in the off season, like last off season. So it was kind of sad I didn't get to see them, but I'm still excited because like I was just playing a lot more League, so still wasn't like the worst, I guess, for me, worst off season.
Yeah. I just don't know. I think for some people, maybe you're like, oh, I just play League of Legends. I'm completely fine. But I imagine for some folks who come over, they don't have the performance they want to have. They're stuck inside, like you can't go out, and obviously the pandemic is an issue. And then you're basically stuck with like a month to just sit in your apartment. I can't imagine that feels good for your mental.
Yeah, I was touching on it a bit actually in the off season. I definitely was just like, whoa, I have not had any interaction with people in a while. Just like other than my roommates, but like just like my team in general, just haven't got to like see them much. And before it was just like seeing them every day at the compound, which was really nice. And then just seeing everyone in 100 Thieves, and then it's just like I went from that to just seeing nothing for a month, and I was
Yeah.
just like, whoa, that's pretty crazy.
Has there been any discussion on when you guys will go back to using the compound again? Because I know some teams have.
Yeah, I'm not too sure right now. I think we're still working things out, I think.
Okay. Trying to think if there's anything else. I know we're running low on time, unfortunately, but I just, what are your expectations for the team going into summer? Is maybe a good way to wrap it up.
Expectations for the team is, I guess, obviously to make worlds. I think that's like the biggest thing for us, and just step by step trying to improve like what we have to improve pretty much. I think I'd say we're pretty good at learning. I'd say like us as a team, we work really well. Just like maybe they're not against like I guess the like C9. I guess that was a rough series, but I think against like other teams, I guess we do have like better team structure, I guess. Like I feel like we play more as a team than the other people, and then like I feel like that's something we're still working on as well. Just like playing as a unit and just bouncing off each other and always relying on each other to to get leads.
Yeah. Well, hey, thank you so much for the interview, Ryoma. Anything you want to say to anybody out there?
No, not much, but I'll just say like even though I had a rough spring split, I'll make sure I bounce back in summer at least.
Well, looking forward to seeing you play in just a couple days. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching that interview. I hope you enjoyed it. So good to be getting back into the swing of things again for summer 2020. Now, I want to give a shout out to Alienware and Draft Buff for sponsoring this interview. By the way, speaking of Draft Buff, you can actually go sign up for their stuff right at draftbuff.com. There's a link in the video description below. It helps me out. Use the referral code Travis Gafford when you get there. It's fantasy drafting. All right. There's no gambling. There's nothing like that. It's what Riot used to do, but better. So if you've missed the chance to play fantasy in the past, you can do that now. Full fantasy leagues, but also something called Draft Royale, which are limited towards limited time. So for opening weekend, you can compete against me and Mark Zimmerman in a hotline league draft royale that we've constructed. I've already built out a team. Here's a shot of it. You can take a look at Mark's as well. But go sign up, compete, see if you can beat our scores and maybe some other people, and really prove it to yourself that you have what it takes. Thanks so much for watching.